Of Oklahoma, ready to talk all things Sooner sports.
And we have OU track and field joining us tonight for an exclusive interview.
Plus, OU football look to get one step closer to the college football playoffs.
I'm your host, Aiden Tyler, and I'm joined by Cam Williams and Hallie McPherson. This is Sooner Sports Pad.
Welcome to Sooner Sports Pad, presented by OU Health, proud to be Oklahoma's flagship academic health system.
The Sooner defense was tasked with stopping the nation's leading rusher. We'll have reports on OU football's rivalry renewed with Missouri. But football's not the only sport we're talking about. Our student-athlete guests aren't easy to catch, but they are fun to catch up with. We've got an in-studio exclusive interview. We'll also react to the new college football playoff rankings, as well as other Sooner sports performing. And as Red November nears its end, OU football looked to add another ranked win to their resume. Such a big game that former Sooners Marvin Mims, Nick Benito, and Delaren Turner Yell were here. And John Mateer and Isaiah Sategna had some early fireworks. They connect over the middle, and there he goes. 87 yards. He looks like Marvin Mims back in his playing days at OU. It made it 7-3 Sooners. And on the very next Sooner drive from 8 yards away, John Mateer finds Giovanni Gibson for his first career touchdown as a Sooner. 14-3, OU on top. It was 17-6 going into the fourth. Many men have doubted this OU team, and Eli Bowen silenced those doubters, gets the interception, and seals the Sooner win 17-6. OU improved to 9-2 and is just one win away from the college football playoffs.
Aiden, OU's offense had a very dry performance on Saturday. They could barely even stay on the field, only getting 14 first downs compared to Mizzou's 19. Sooner Sports Pad reporter Natalie Orozco was there and has all the details on OU's offense.
The Missouri Tigers left in a scurry after Oklahoma beat them 17-6. Now it's a mystery how Oklahoma pulled this off after how badly their offense struggled, having -7 yards in the first quarter. Luckily, Isaiah Sategna clutched for an 87-yard touchdown. This was more than the Sooners had in passing yards for the rest of the game. It was a struggle, but they still got the job done.
No, thankful for the mindset, the grit, the toughness of this football team. Call them grimy. They're a grimy group. And I say that with great respect.
Not every win is going to be pretty.
Sure.
Like, you got to – the fact that we are winning in all different types of ways just shows of how capable we are whenever we put it all together of what we can accomplish.
Yeah, I mean, winning is the goal, and it's all that matters. Like some people say we should win pretty, and that's a good defense, and that's a good team, you know, so – I'm proud of the guys and proud of the offense. But we on the offense side, we know we got to score more. I mean, we could really make these games one-sided if we just score. And
we have to go out there and we have to do our job. And ultimately, that's sustaining drive, sustaining effort, sustaining physicality, and keep the ball moving down the field. We have to do that. And again, like I referenced a little bit earlier, those 3rd and 2s and 3rd and 1s and 3rd and 3s, they were really kind of what slowed us down today, so we just had to do a better job.
This is Oklahoma's first SEC win that did not involve a defensive score. Up next for the Sooners is Senior Day, which will be held here at Owen Field this upcoming Saturday. Reporting for Sooner Sports Pad, Natalie Orozco.
It was definitely no flashy OU offense over the weekend, but like Natalie said, they got it done. OU had 276 total yards, and John Mateer arguably still struggling to see down the field, completing almost half of his passes and running for 60, and Giovanni Gibson got his first touchdown as a Sooner.
Yeah, Hallie, this OU defense proved once again that they are a top defensive unit in the country, holding Mizzou scoreless for the entirety of the second half. Our own Hunter Cornejo was at the game and has more on OU's defense.
While many men may have doubted this Oklahoma team, the Sooners continue to find ways to win football games by playing elite defense and forcing turnovers. Now tasked with facing one of the best running backs in college football in Ahmad Hardy, Brent Venables' defense held them to just 57 total yards.
Teams have given up a lot of rushing yards to them early in the game. It's kind of like a triple option team. You know, the precision of their O-line, the style of runs. There's not a whole lot of teams that do what they do and how they do it.
Our mindset is we just got to keep stacking and killing momentum, and but I think overall we did a good job just making the big plays when we needed to.
Well, we got to make sure that we're punching back and punching last, and I think that that's kind of been the mindset for the whole team, and especially the defense. We've been able to really turn some negative plays into big momentum for us.
If they don't score, we win the game, you know. And You know, every play we try to make sure we go 3 and out, you know, every drive. And that's just our mindset. We got to stop them every time. And, you know, we got to play 100% every play. You know, that's what the results happen.
That was crazy, honestly. I was like, wow. But me turning around and making that play, I feel like, you know, it was big for us and our defense.
I mean, job's not finished. We got one more game, and it's a really big game because it's the next one. And so LSU's a good group of guys, and they're gonna play hard.
Oklahoma now just sits 1 win away from their first college football playoff berth since 2019. Reporting from Owen Field, Hunter Cornejo, Sooner Sports Pad.
Now, Hallie, this defense had 4 sacks, 8 tackles for loss, and 2 interceptions in the win as standouts like Taylor Wine and Grayson Halton continue to make an impact on that defensive line in the absence of our Mason Thomas. Mizzou could run, pass, or kick versus the stout defensive unit led by Brent Venables.
Well, coming up, we'll talk everything LSU, who may be without their starting quarterback yet again. Learn about a Sooner with track speed who has made a huge difference for the Sooner offense. Keep it here. Welcome back to Sooner Sports Pad. The Sooners avoided misery with a win against the Tigers, and it was largely because of one massive play. Landon Thomas has the story on one Sooner who's the literal definition of speed kills.
That's right, Aiden. For a bottom 5 offense in the SEC, someone who has been a bright spot for the Sooners is junior wide receiver Isaiah Sategna. He has 827 receiving yards on the season, 4th most in the SEC, and is coming off a game where he had an 87-yard touchdown, which was the 3rd longest reception at Owen Field ever by a Sooner.
We created some space, and you know the thing about man coverage, it's a very tough defense. That's why a lot of people do it. But if you don't stay locked on your man, there's not a lot of humans that come make a tackle from somewhere else. So it was a great job by Isaiah and all the other receivers executing the play. Really good job by John standing in there delivering the throw, and then Isaiah just turned on the burners and going up the sidelines.
Really good design that Arbuckle and came up with, and we got man like we wanted, and I knew there was a backer underneath I had to navigate, and I did it. Luckily put it on his nose, and he was able to run.
When Isaiah gets out like that.
Oh, bye. See you. He's really fast.
I mean, end of the season, a lot of people are banged up, you know, both sides of the ball, so just got to do what we can to win the game, you know. It doesn't got to be pretty, but, you know, it just got to come 1-0. I mean, every time I touch the ball, I expect a touchdown, so, you know, that's what I expected. I feel like it was pretty important. You know, scoring a touchdown is always important, so, you know, helped us get the win.
Sategna needs 73 yards against LSU to become the first Sooner since Drake Stoops back in 2023 to have 900 receiving yards in a season. That'll be a tough task, though, as the most the receiver has gone this year against LSU was Jeremy Bernard with 79 yards. Back to you, Aiden.
And the Sooners are welcoming 2 former Sooners to the Palace. Nick Anderson and Bauer Sharp make their returns to Norman. Bauer Sharp is remembered for his infamous trick play interception against LSU last year. Anderson is remembered more fondly for the game-winning touchdown against Texas in 2023. But this year, the two have struggled, combining for 341 yards and 4 touchdowns in a struggling Tiger offense. Last season, LSU roared past the Sooners in Baton Rouge on their senior night, but that was a much different Tiger team compared to the one that OU hosts on Saturday. Hallie, what is so different about this year's Tiger squad?
And if y'all thought OU's offense was struggling, just take a look at LSU's offense. The Tigers come in at 100th in total offense. Last weekend, they only had 1 touchdown and 2 field goals against Western Kentucky. It was a sloppy win for the Tigers without their starting quarterback. This game should be a breeze for OU's defense. Former Sooners Bauer Sharp and Nick Anderson will be in the purple and gold this time around, but the friendship still lasts for Kip Lewis.
I was just talking to Nick the other day. I'm still in contact with him. He's one of my best buds, and so I told him that it's going to be fun going against them. So just ready to have fun out there with him. You know, it's always fun out there playing with his friends.
This LSU defense is feisty, Hallie, and even though they have the 11th ranked scoring defense in the SEC, they still have playmakers on that side of the ball. Mansour Delane is projected to be a first-round pick of this upcoming NFL draft, and Whit Weeks is a force at the linebacker position. But coming into this matchup with the Bayou Bengals, the Sooner defense knows what's at stake and to not take any opponent lightly.
We're definitely not overlooking them. Obviously, they're an incredible team. They got a bunch of great players, lots of talent. You know, they play hard. They got a good scheme, good coaches. Yeah, they're a good team. Obviously, a very cool opportunity that lies in front of us. But no matter what our record is, no matter what the implications of the game are, we're going to go out and try and win it.
The Sooners have everything to play for. 4 quarters separate them from their first college football playoff bid since 2019. Many men have doubted the Sooners. Not me. Sooners feast in a win.
I'm with you, Aiden. No team will come in and get in the way of OU's playoff chances. I have the Sooners turning the Tigers into turkey this Thanksgiving week.
Guys, we agree, and I think we go 3 for 3. Sooners win in a surprising effort from the offense. I got them winning 33-10.
The big score. Looking now, the college football playoff rankings have just been revealed, and not a whole lot has changed. We see that Oregon and Ole Miss have flipped. Ohio State stays at 1. But importantly for the Sooners, they are still locked in at number 8. Notre Dame at number 9, meaning OU would host the Fighting Irish.
Yeah, when they host the Fighting Irish, Jeremiah Love is going to have to go against a Brent Venables-led defense. I don't think he stands a chance.
OU versus Notre Dame in the Palace, and then whoever wins that has Ohio State. Sooner fans should be excited.
Well, the Sooners just shut down Ahmad Hardy. Would love to see if they could do that too. Jeremiah Love. And now it's time to go and ask our in-studio audience a little bit of a turkey-themed question. With it being Thanksgiving week, and a lot of the students are at home, our students here have come to the show, and I want to know what Sooner, Ethan, you are the most thankful for this time of year.
I'm thankful for all my Sooners, honestly. You can't just pick one, all of them.
Okay, Andrew, what Sooner are you the most thankful for?
It's more of a former Sooner. I'm excited to get Bauer sharp again. Someone needs to knock that guy on his butt.
Wow, that's what an answer from Andrew. When we come back, we'll have some answers from the OU track and field team when Cam and Hallie sit down with them and have an in-studio exclusive interview that you won't want to miss, so don't go anywhere. Welcome back to Sooner Sports Pad. It is now time for a sit-down exclusive interview with our guest this week. Welcome to the show, OU Track and Field. Ahmed Kadri is a senior distance runner from Tunisia. He transferred to OU from Eastern Kentucky, and his best mile time is right at 4 minutes. Wow. Ava Kubakova is a senior sprinter from the Czech Republic, and she is the OU school record holder for the 4x1, which she ran in 43.52 seconds. Cam, Hallie, our guests are fast.
That's quick.
Thank you so much for joining us at Sooner Sports Pad tonight. Now, Ava, you're from Czech Republic. What is it like competing at OU and representing your country?
I would say it's a great honor representing both, representing the country at the highest stage, like European and World Championships. It's always fun, and traveling the world. And with OU, always having the team spirit around me is also great.
And Ahmed, you're from Tunisia. How has OU impacted your career so far?
I mean, I came like I transferred from Eastern Kentucky. The first time I came here to US, I see everything is different. The culture, the people. So I transferred to OU and I'm adjusting really quick, and I feel here the culture is supportive, and yeah, I'm having fun.
Y'all's track season is coming up. What are y'all's goals so far?
I would say my main goals is to improve my personal bests in both 60 and 200 indoors and in the 100 outdoors, and hopefully qualify for all the championships that are ahead of us in the season.
For me, I'm gonna open up my season soon, not in February. So I have my 3 main goals is to improve my PR in 800 and mile and 3K. So as you know, I didn't use cross country. I didn't race cross country, so I use it as a preparation, big preparation, and now I'm in pretty good shape, so I'm excited. I'm hungry to open up as strong as I can. So, yeah.
Now talk to me a little bit about you guys' pre-race meal. What are you guys having?
So the night before the meet, I usually have some fish, usually salmon with rice, like a lot of carbs to give me some energy.
For me, I don't care. I just eat whatever I find. So.
Now, Ava, you're a sprinter and you do long distance. In y'all's opinion, what is the hardest track of it?
I would say it's between the 400 and 400 hurdles, but I feel like with the 400 hurdles, you always have the hurdles to focus on instead of focusing on the pain. So I would say it's the 400.
First of all, I'm not a just long distance runner. I run from 8 to 10K, so I can say mid distance and speed. So I can say the 400 and the 800 are the most challenging discipline. So yeah.
Now, how did you guys fall in love with track and field?
My whole family did track, and I used to do gymnastics, so it was always like clear to me that when I'm going to be done with gymnastics, I'm going to start doing track. And I was really lucky that I got a great coach from the beginning, so I think he just made me fall in love with track.
I just used to run when I was young, and I like to suffer.
Wow.
So yeah, because it's really challenging. So
Nice.
Yeah.
Well, guys, thank you so much for joining us. Good luck on the rest of your season. Aiden, back to you.
Yeah, OU Track and Field hosts the OU Winter Field Fest Invitational on Friday, December 5th, and then they head to Boston for the Sharon Collier Danville season opener the very next day.
They're going to win the whole thing.
And when we come back from the break, we'll talk about some other Sooner sports who played over the
Let's
weekend. There's still a lot more to talk about. Welcome back to Sooner Sports Pad. Basketball season is in full swing. We'll talk about both the men's and women's teams who have been battling. And OU Volleyball looked to keep their SEC championship hopes alive in the first SEC tournament since 2005. And they had to face Auburn in the first round of that tournament. The Sooners battled with the Tigers and got out to a 2-set lead, largely thanks to Alexis Schoen. She would finish the match with a match-high 27 kills, but the Sooners dropped the third and the fourth sets close. And in a deciding fifth set, Auburn prevailed, 15-13, and sent the Sooners home from Savannah, Georgia in a reverse sweep.
Yeah, Aiden, and OU women's basketball picked up a win at the LNC last Wednesday night versus East Texas A&M, 112-59. The Sooners had three ladies with double-doubles as senior Reagan Beers led the way with 23 points and 10 rebounds in only 17 minutes of play. Forward Sahara Williams had 22 points and 11 rebounds, and guard Peyton Verhulst added in 17 points and 10 boards for the Crimson and Cream. OU now has 9 days off before heading to Fort Myers, Florida to take on Coppin State on Friday.
On the men's side, the Sooners grabbed a win Sunday hosting Alcorn State, and despite a cold shooting night for OU, the Sooners made up for it by dominating the boards with 18 offensive rebounds. Darion Reed posted career highs with 16 points and 8 rebounds, while Nigel Pack led all scorers with 17 points and hitting 5 threes. The Sooners outscored the Braves 72-53. OU is now 4-2, and head coach Porter Moser knows what the Sooners need to improve on.
A lot of baskets, we got to be playing under control. One time Tay Davis got it, played off two, showed it, and went flying. We had, I'll bet you we had 8 to 10 shots going at the rim and just missed. That we've got to be under control, play off 2 feet when teams are coming in to block it, and finish better. I thought we left some points on the board at the rim as well.
Well, when we come back, it is time for yet another edition of Faceoff. Cam and Hallie are going to go head-to-head. We are tied here as the season is coming to its end. Keep it here on SportsPad. It is time for Cam and Hallie to go head-to-head. We're all tied up yet again. It's a close race to the finish line, and Hallie, you're up first. It was another week of the offense just not being great, but being enough. After winning their first SEC game without a defensive score, who is your offensive MVP?
Aiden, the spark of OU's offense has consistently been Isaiah Sategna, and Sategna proved that on Saturday and also proved he is one of the fastest players in college football, exploding with an 87-yard touchdown in the second quarter. Cam, on top of that, Sategna's play is the 3rd longest reception on Owen Field.
Wow. Hallie, I don't know. I think this one has got to be John Mateer. The Sooner signal caller had his first multi-touchdown game through the air since the opener against Illinois State. And now, Hallie, even though the completion percentage wasn't the best, Mateer made the plays he needed to make when it mattered most.
Now, the defense shut down the best rushing attack in the conference. 0 second-half rushing yards is pretty insane. Cam, who is your defensive MVP after yet another stellar Sooner defensive performance?
Yeah, Aiden, I'm going with the reigning SEC Defensive Player of the Week, Taylor Wine. This guy just seems to make plays every single week for the Sooner defense. Wine had 1.5 sacks and 2 tackles for loss versus Mizzou, and Wine has continued to hold down the fort in R. Mason Thomas's absence.
I mean, it was hard to choose just one defensive MVP, but Cam, the stats prove Owen Heineke takes the cake for this one. Heineke led the defense with 10 tackles and a tackle for loss. It was a bad game for Bo Prabula to return back to, especially when you have a guy like Heineke on the other side.
Honestly, there's been no surprises any of the picks y'all have made so far, but Hallie, I do want to know what surprised you the most in the Sooners win over a very tough Tiger team.
Aiden, you wouldn't have even known that Missouri had the leading rusher in the nation on Saturday. The biggest surprise is OU's defense holding Ahmad Hardy to just 57 yards on 17 attempts, and 7 of those yards in the second half. Oklahoma's defense completely shut Mizzou's offensive weapon down. Cam, I easily take this one.
Yeah, Hallie, holding Hardy in check was impressive, but how about holding Mizzou's offense overall to 0 points in the second half of the low-scoring affair? Interceptions from both Jacoby Johnson and Eli Bowen stalemated this Tiger offense, and Eli Drinkwitz had no answer.
It is close again this week, and it feels like every show has been close here. I gotta know what you're looking for in this upcoming battle with the LSU Tigers. Mine personally is Nick Anderson and especially Bauer Sharp's return
Can't
to
stand
Norman.
him.
Yeah, Aiden, I'm looking for anyone, just anyone to step out outside of Xavier Robinson. The X-Man has been the bell cow back for the last 5 weeks and quite frankly the whole season, but he's a little banged up coming into this game versus LSU, and I'm looking at Torrey Blaylock, Jaden Ott, or even Taylor Tatum to step up and help this running game get back on its feet if the Sooners want to make a deep college football playoff run.
Guys, it is what Sooner football fans have been waiting since the 2019 season for. OU is 1 game away from making it to the college football playoffs and potentially even a home game for the first round. What to look out for is simple. Can the Sooners finish out the season with a win, or will they slip up against the Tigers?
The latter. They don't slip up.
Well, it's been a very, very close race to this finish line this week, and it's time for our audience to decide who wins it. If you think it was Cam, let me hear some noise.
Let's go, Cam!
That one hurt my ears. If you think it was Hallie, make more noise. Yeah! Man, y'all are good. This week, really close, but it's Cam Williams. Yeah! Thank you so much for watching Sooner Sports Pad. For this week's winner, Cam Williams and Hallie McPherson, I'm your host, Aiden Tyler. We'll see you next Tuesday, same time, same place. Have a great night, everyone.
You did good, Aiden!